Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are looking at the energies from March 15th to the 21st. My gosh, I can't believe it's like the third week of March already. March is just marching by. All right, I will stop. Anyway, we have 3 piles for you. And this is where you get to engage your intuition and choose which pile is calling to you. And then meet me at that timestamp so that I can engage my intuition and read that pile for you. So as always, we have pile 1, 2, and 3. I have them marked with these beautiful big gold letters. If you like to choose with crystals, I will be popping some crystals on here in a moment. And since this is a general reading, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, if you get into a pile and you're like, nope, this isn't me at all, please feel free to skip over to another one. Or if more than one is calling to you, you can more than welcome to watch them both or watch them all. So for our pile 1 here, we have, this is green opal. For pile 2, this is aura quartz. And for pile 3, this is a green heart. I think it is, I'm not sure, maybe Aventurine, maybe Amazonite. I will have to look that up. So please take a moment and decide which pile is calling to you. You can pause the video if you need to. Otherwise, the timestamps are down below in the description and I will meet you at your pile. Hello group 1, if you picked the green opal, you are in the right place. I pulled 1 card here that will dictate basic energy of the week. Then we'll get into our tarot cards, and then last I have some oracle cards for some final advice. So let's see what they are. The first card, oh, and then these also go back to some archangels. So if you're interested in that, in working with archangels this week, I have some suggestions for you based on these cards. So we have awakening, and this is a temporary pause for reflection and insight, and awakening where you see things in a whole new light, embrace your own uniqueness and charitable actions. This goes back to Archangel Shamuel. This is Shamuel here, just kind of waiting with you in your awakening. Shamuel, that means the eyes of God, and also pale green is related to Shamuel. Shamuel is, if you need to find something, if you're looking for a job, a home, a partner, whatever that is that you're looking for that you have not found, Shamuel is the archangel to work with. And this is also the archangel to pray to when you're looking for peace. That makes so much sense. I find this green so peaceful. So not only peace for yourself, but world peace, if that's something that you are concerned with, which, I think we all are at some level concerned with world peace. Mostly we can just act for our own selves and realize kind of like this reflection is very personal for you. And of course, we want world peace on a world scale, but really the most that we can do is find world peace for ourselves and then radiate that peace out and have give our concerns up to Shamuel to help us out with that. So lovely, awakening. Oh, I also want to mention awakening is very interesting because you're kind of out here hanging out. You might be sticking out in some way as well, out there for people to see, even though you aren't necessarily, you're doing this this break for yourself, you're kind of sticking out for others. So they're watching you in some way to see what you're doing. The original card for this, I mean, I love this deck because it's so like nice and helpful. But the original card in tarot is the Hanged Man, and it's somebody who was crucified upside down. I think it was John the Baptist in the Bible who has done that, and it's definitely out there. I mean, that was done as like a warning to others. In this energy, though, for yourself, it's not really a warning for others, but definitely a help for others. You can come, like what you're finding, what you're discovering is almost held up there for others to see. Oh, wow, that's possible. You found peace. I can find peace as well. So let's get all the cards out and then we'll see what we're working with here. This is the Knight of Wands, but in reverse. And then we've got the Whirl, or I'm sorry, this is the Wheel of Fortune. And then we've got the Ten of Wands. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Let's see, I'm going to move these over a little bit. Okay, and then two more cards from a different deck. We've got the Queen of Wands upright, which is interesting because she's going over the Knight of Wands reversed. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles upright, which is interesting because she is going over the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Looking at all of these guys together, I'm really getting a sense for you to work smarter, not harder. I think your awakening here, this like pause for a break, is probably something that's been a long time coming. And I'm not even sure, like sometimes these happen where the universe conspires to make you take this break. And however hopefully they're gentle. When the universe conspired to make me take a break, I broke my ankle. So hopefully you have listened to signs, or you have just become like so tired from lifting like this heavy load, this heavy burden, whatever that is on your mind. If that is like a physical thing that you were doing here because you are like the breadwinner for your family, or if that is just because you have become so worried about things, like now is a time to just stop and reflect on what is going on. That's also over here with this Knight of Wands in reverse, because Wands energy is about passions. So if you have been working super hard to make something happen for yourself, make some sort of passion, whatever that is that you're looking for happen, and the reversed energy for the Knight of Wands, because he is such a go-getter. He's so out there and just running off and doing things. It's a fast energy, but in reverse, it's like, hey, you need to slow your roll. Let's slow that down. Let's take a look of where we are. Are you even pursuing, with this Wheel of Fortune here, are you even on the right path to what you're looking for? Have your goals changed? Have your priorities changed in what you're looking for? So let's work smarter, not harder. Let's take a look of where we are. Let's poke our heads up, look around, assess where we are, where we came from, and now where are we going? And then you have these other, and this can mean other things too, but I really feel like it's very positive here, especially with, the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and this Nine of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands and this Wheel of Fortune, well, let's deal with the Queen of Wands over the Knight of Wands reverse. So Queen of Wands, we're still, searching for that passion. But instead of moving on it, it's more of, you know what? I'm going to sit here and create it. I've always had this power. Like I've been searching for this power within this passion someplace else, but it's actually been inside me this whole time. And maybe I needed to go on this journey and realize, hey, I've got this, like this power, this fire inside of me. It reminds me so much of Dorothy. These cards all together remind me so much of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz because, you know, she had those shoes that could take her home that whole time, but she really had to go on that journey and figure out her own strengths, her own intelligence, her own courage. She had to go and figure that out and then really pull all of those things together, because this Queen of Wands has been on this journey. She has gone through all of those steps and is like, wow, you know what? I am actually the one who creates my own destiny. I am the one who creates my own passion. I am the one, through my passion and creativity, create the world around me. And then the Wheel of Fortune. I love the Wheel of Fortune here because this is the luck card. This is like karma. This is like karmic cycles. If you have been rushing around helping everyone else and really picking up this burden, it's not been for nothing. It has, you know, if you believe in karmic cycles, it has built up for you. I also love like this whole wheel, you know, when I was talking about Shamuel being that angel that comes in to help you find things. What is it that you're looking for? You really need to define that because it is going to be delivered to you. Is it a house? Is it a new love? Is it riches? Is it a new health? What is it that you are really looking for? And the stars and planets are aligning for you with this Wheel of Fortune to get it delivered. I also like this, the Wheel of Fortune is a 10, and then we've got the 10 of Wands over here. That means it's a completion of a cycle. It's a completion of this busy cycle that you've been on. It's a completion of this burden that you have been struggling, and like this witch is taking all of these brooms, these 10 brooms, and she's walking uphill both ways, right? But she's actually about ready to deliver this, whatever that is, that project, that burden. She's about ready to get rid of it and really be whatever these goods are, and like whatever that karma is that you've been working on, because this is completion. It's almost done. You're almost there. And then we've got these 2 pentacle cards, which are so definitely monetary, but this is abundance and wealth. And the 4 of Pentacles here is really interesting. This one is in reverse, but the 4 of Pentacles, as you can see, it's about kind of just like shutting down a little bit and watching your spending. When it's upright, it's like, I'm just going to sit here with my fortune. I'm not going to spend anything. I'm not going to do anything, but that's not necessarily the funnest energy for you. It's not the most productive energy for you. And it's not the most charitable energy either. The awakening is telling you to, kind of let go of the purse strings a little bit, treat yourself a little bit. And the 9 of Pentacles is like, the 10 of Wands is like, okay, after I get rid of this burden, I'm just gonna like enjoy myself, enjoy my abundance, enjoy this newfound like wealth and abundance and stability that is around me. And it could also, Pentacles can also relate to health. I relate it to health a lot because I think that if you've been on a very restrictive diet and it's been very difficult for you, this week might be a time to like bask in what you've done and let loose a little bit, like enjoy yourself a little bit. Both the awakening and the 9 of Pentacles are kind of like, oh, let's take a break, because you have been working very, very hard, and you've been moving very, very fast, and you've been pulled in all of these directions. And this week is, hey, let's be proud. Let's be proud of where we are. Let's look up, and let's, we're definitely going to continue on a journey, but let's reevaluate the path that we're going on. Maybe there's not necessarily a shortcut, but something that's a little bit easier for you to handle. And then we have got, self-reflection and hunger. So self-reflection 17, this is waning gibbous. And then wolf moon hunger. So wolf moon is very interesting to me. We'll get to that in a moment, because I want to read out of the book. There's a really beautiful parable that goes along with this. Self-reflection. I'm just looking here. You don't have any swords. And the reason I was looking at it is because this card reminds me so much of kind of like Gemini, which is air energy, which is swords. So that's why I was looking for that. But it's almost a little bit of a duality as well, which I think kind of pairs nicely with what I was saying, like you've been going so quickly, it's time to slow down and really take a look at where you were and where you've come from. It's definitely a slow down, check in with yourself. What do you really want? What do you really believe, and why? And it's time to let go of burdens. And a lot of these burdens, I almost think, is some things that you've been thinking. They could have been, these ideas could have been planted there by your friends or family or news media, just things that do not serve you, do not, it's why are you carrying these things around when it's kind of like an idea, like if there's nothing that you can do about it, then it's not something that you need to spend your energy and time on. What are the things that, and there's a lot of questions in this self-reflection, okay? So these questions that I'm asking you are things that you need to answer for yourself, because it's going to help dictate where this energy for this Wheel of Fortune goes to, because everybody is different, and where you're going to bring in Shamuel to help you. What is it that you really want to find? It's really interesting. Like, one thing that always comes up for us is that we really want to find a house. Well, we live in a house. It's a beautiful house. Why am I so worried about a house, right? Okay, check. Let's do something else. So let's do a little bit of a reality check here. Maybe you don't own your house, but hey, you are living in a house, right? Or you are living in an apartment, or you're living in a place. Let's give some gratitude for where you are, where you came from, what you're doing, and really you know what? That's not something that I need to struggle with right now. That's something that I can put down and just appreciate where I am. And then I said I wanted to pull out the book here and read about the Hunger Moon, because it's so good. I slatter this parable all the time. And here it is. An old and wise Cherokee of the First Nations of the U.S. is speaking to his grandson about life. The young boy asks his grandfather, "It is said, grandfather, that everyone has two wolves inside them. The first wolf gives darkness, despair, and hate, and jealousy, and sorrow. The second wolf gives light and hope, and helpfulness, and kindness. Yet, grandfather, I feel them fighting inside of me. What can I do? My small son, these two wolves will always fight, and they will fight within each person. You are no different," said the grandfather. "But," said the boy, "grandfather, which wolf will win?" And the grandfather answers, "Whichever wolf you feed." So it's where you give your time and attention. So all of these questions that I've asked you here in this self-reflection that you need to answer for yourself, and these letting go of the time and attention that you are putting on things that just are not serving you, and feed the helpfulness, feed this charity, and put your actions and energy towards the positive things that are in line with your values and your path and where you want to go. So many times those directions are like answered for us or told for us, or we're told we need to do this. We're told we need to go to college. We're told we need to finish high school. We're told all of these things. And for so many people, that is the path. But for so many others, that's not the right path for them. And I feel like that's why a lot of people coming out of college just with a degree, because they were told to do that. It wasn't really their passion. It wasn't really what they wanted to do. They were just told they needed to do that for success, but they have no idea how to, use it now. They were told they needed this tool, but they don't know what to do with that tool. You need to spend some time and realize, what are the tools that you need in your life? What are the things? What are the thoughts? Where is this, like, what is social media telling you need to put your energy toward that, like, has nothing to do with you? Are you so concerned with Meghan Markle right now? You can tweet or make posts about her all you want. She's never going to read your posts. I'm just telling you right now. Why don't you turn that energy around and focus on you? Because focus on your friends, focus on your family, focus on the people around you. Take a break and figure out what it is that you need to feed. And these, a lot of times this things that we're feeding, like I said, the Meghan Markle thing, you're feeding something that's like a bottomless pit that is never going to do anything for you or other people. Let's stop putting our energy there. And when we start applying our energy to ourselves, when we loosen up a little bit and start giving the energy off to, our network, our loved ones, our friends, the people around us, the people, our neighbors, that is when that energy then gets reciprocated here. This wheel of fortune, it's a cycle. And instead of like feeling, I almost feel like the Knight of Wands feels like he's all over the place, because he's not necessarily directed. Like, he doesn't necessarily have a direction. He just goes off and is off running, but where is he going? It's fine to run someplace, but where are you going? And this is the week where you're deciding that and looking into yourself. And ultimately, when you put your energy towards this good wolf, you're going to find your success. And it's going to be good for yourself, and it's going to be good for the people around you. Well, that's really lovely. Group 1, that's what I have for you. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2. If you picked the Angel Aura Quartz, you are in the right place. Let's see what we have for cards. So the first, I picked one for everyone out of this deck because it relates back to some angels, some archangels, and we'll see what your archangel for the week is, Radleigh. And then the overall energy in this card is the Hermit. Time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor, and self-discovery. Let's talk about Radleigh for a moment. This is what the RZ means, and you can definitely look up more information on Radleigh if you feel like you want to work with this angel. Radleigh means the secrets of God. He shows up in this rainbow is here, almost like a prism, splitting the light. Rainbow is the color for Radleigh. And he is for the understanding of esoteric information. You can also have him come in and help you or pray to him when you're trying to heal from the past, even past lives. and he is really connected to dreams. If you need to interpret a dream, and since he's connected to dreams, it's also, we're also talking about self-discovery here and dreams. So it is your intuition, your internal, you're not seen. So that's what we have. So let's get these tarot cards out and then we will see what we got. The first one is Four of Wands. This is a really beautiful energy. And then we've got the Tower reversed. Ooh, the High Priestess. And Queen of Wands, some major energy here, some major feminine energy. Judgment, but in reverse. And then we've got Two of Swords, which indicates some sort of decision, which might speak to kind of like the self-discovery here. So the first thing that sticks out to me with these cards is the High Priestess here. That's a number 2. She's 2, and then we've got the Two of Swords. So that's interesting as well, because she's kind of like in the middle between things, but she definitely is all about dreams. We were talking about Radleigh over here with dreams. She is all about intuition, sacred knowledge, and she's the divine feminine. And I said we have a lot of feminine energy because we also have the Queen of Wands here. Now, feminine energy doesn't necessarily mean that it is... It's not gender specific. So we have feminine and masculine in us. We've got the yin and the yang. It's all about a balance, which also we've got, the High Priestess, it balances things, and we've got the Two of Swords. So balance might come into play here. And it's really interesting. Let's go over here and talk about these guys. Where we've got the Four of Wands and like the Tower reversed, because so it's really, I almost feel like you've got like an internal struggle going on, and the part of your self-discovery is discovering kind of the middle ground, kind of the balance here. Four of Wands, beautiful energy. This is all about celebration and joy and harmony. The Tower card itself is, pulling things down to the foundation. And I find it interesting next to the Four of Wands because 4 is a stability number, and we find stability in our family, and we find stability in our celebration, in our love for each other, in our friends. In kind of like, I really feel like Four of Wands is like we're celebrating, but it's because it's things that we can count on. Like, and also it could talk about celebrations as far as like weddings or birth announcements or birthdays, things like that. Things that keep coming around. The Tower is, I always feel like the Tower really can be foundational as well. I'll show it to you upright. But a lot of people fear Tower moments because it talks about change, and it talks about just like major things, major letting things go. However, it is reversed. So I don't think it's a major change. It's probably more of an internal change, especially here with this Hermit, especially when we're talking about self-discovery, and especially here with the High Priestess when we're talking about your intuition. So definitely pay attention to your dreams this week. It might be a great time to, if you don't already, to do a dream journal where you when you wake up, like the first thing that you do is write down what you can remember about your dreams. And I feel like that can maybe help you figure out how you feel about some things. And if there is like a change that needs to be made, if there is a decision that needs to be made, it can help you choose the right path, choose the right decision. we have got 2 Wands cards here, 4 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So passion definitely comes into play. 2 of Swords, like a decision. Is this decision between something you're passionate about or something else? If so, go with your gut feeling, go with what you're passionate about. 2 of Swords is kind of like a balance between your head and your heart, like where that lies. However, like these are all kind of heart cards. These are all kind of like intuition and heart. So I feel like that is going to be the path for you, and where you, if this is a decision, like that's what you're gonna go with, or what's going to serve you better. Let's talk about this Judgment in reverse though, because I feel like, and this is probably where we're talking about some balance, because you know, High Priestess and Queen of Wands are very, very confident cards, but Judgment in reverse is kind of like self-doubt. You've got your inner critic going, and you might be ignoring your intuition, and I think that's why it's coming on so strongly here. Trust the process, trust yourself is what I feel like the messages that are coming out here. Trust your decision that you're making, and you know, try to balance some things out. I also feel like sometimes the 2 of Swords too and Judgment, because the 2 of Swords is an indecision, and Judgment is like, oh, I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I have some doubt about this. With those 2, I feel like you have maybe some intrusive thoughts, especially with the Swords energy. So these are like negative thoughts, negative self-talk. That is not you. That's not your intuition. Like, eject those thoughts. If you need help, like on that path, like that's where you can talk to Raziel. One thing that I like, a process that I like for intrusive thoughts, when I get like wrapped up in my head with like these negative thoughts, is where your third eye is, like right above your nose in the middle of your forehead. I just imagine like an eject button there, and I press that button and I'm like, nope. I just like the horrible intrusive thought comes into my mind. I'm like, nope, I'm not giving that any more energy. And I just like press that button and eject that from my mind. So that might help you as well. So the whole point is like stripping things down. This tower, like stripping out those like in doubts and indecisions, like stripping everything out and like trusting yourself. And just, what, like, a lot of times we don't even ask ourselves what we really want. We're just floating along with life, living up to these expectations that have been put on us by everybody else. And this is you like getting rid of that and deciding things with your intuition and deciding what works for you. Okay, so then these are interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, 42, the masculine. This is lunar god. Ooh. And then number 7, nourishment. So first of all, the numbers are interesting to me. If you are a science fiction fan, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the answer to life and everything is 42. So when that comes up, I always giggle. But it also is coming up with the number 7, which is it's considered very lucky. So just trust yourself. You're on the right path. And that's what I feel like this is telling us. Also, we were talking about balance, and the High Priestess in here about the feminine. Well, now we've got the masculine. So it's not just about creation. It's about taking some more control. It is about like stepping up into your power. And then this can also be about, I'm just looking at the other cards to see here. 4 of Wands might hint at this. stepping up and protecting others. If somebody else needs some help, offering that, or you hear somebody talking behind somebody else's back, just like putting the kibosh on that. That's not necessarily what everything else here is going for, because this is all very, very, very personal, other than the Four of Wands where we're talking about our friends and family. I think they're really important to you. And the masculine is coming in and saying, you know what, step into your power, go ahead and use your power and influence to fight for them if they need it. And then nourishment. When we do step into our power, make sure that you take care of yourself. And like this card is very much has like all of these beautiful fruits and vegetables on that, but it's more than that. It's more than just feeding your body. And maybe though it's a good way to think about it, how you feed your body. Like, what are you feeding your body? Like understanding like what you're putting in your mouth goes directly into creating your brain, creating your body. And if you want a stronger, beautiful body, there's no pentacles here, which is the physical world, but I feel like we need to talk about it here with nourishment, that you are very conscious about what you're putting in your body, that it's not garbage. Like, your body is going to react much better to an apple than it is a Cheeto, unless you're allergic to apples. So, but this is also surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself, positive energy, positive thoughts, bringing those things in there. Maybe affirmations might be good for you. The thing is though, when we're talking about negative thoughts, we talked about intrusive thoughts, that you can't just be like, well, you can eject thoughts. I said that you could do that, but you can't just not think things, right? That's very, very difficult to do. And when you're like, okay, I'm not going to think any negative thoughts anymore, you have to have something that replaces it. So what are you going to use to replace it? Go out and look at, I love Pinterest for this. They have some really great, affirmations, some great sayings. Go look at some things that are empowering. Go feed your mind with things like that. If you have time, you pick up a book, something that is going to, that's Danielle still has her place, but something that's not garbage, something that is going to help you, something that might help you discover something, self-discovery, self-fulfillment, something that's going to help you with this intuition issue that you're having. So let's really bulk up on some positive things, some positive vibes, some positive people here. So that's what I have for you, group 2. It looks like a great week. But a lot of balance here, a lot of masculine and feminine, yin yang. Let's balance out these thoughts that we're having with some feelings. Let's bring in some positive. Let's get some positive things going, some positive thoughts, some positive feelings. And I really feel like you have the power to take control of that, especially when you have the Hermit and the High Priestess. And let's not forget the Lunar God here, and the Queen of Wands. So you really have a lot of power. Just you need to step up and believe that about yourself and let these negative things go by the wayside, because you're going to be so busy ingesting these positive things. It's kind of like when you, if you eat an apple, like you're full, you don't want that Cheeto. So when you go and you look at positive information, positive affirmations, surround yourself with positive people, like the negative, there's no room for those negative things. So that's what I have for you, group 2. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. If you picked this really cute little green heart, you are in the right place. Let's take a look at the energy for next week. So I pulled this card for everyone. These go back to an archangel that you may want to work with, and then just an overall energy for the week. This archangel for you is Sandalphon. He is the postmaster of the angels. The name means brother together. And he is turquoise is his color. So this is him. He is actually like the tallest archangel. I feel like Sandalphon is very grounded. But there's a connection, you know, because he's taking, if you feel like your prayers have not been answered, Sandalphon is the angel to work with. His feet are on the ground and his head is in the heavens. And he is sitting right there, whispering in the ear of God. So whatever it is that you're looking for, that you're praying for, Sandalphon can help you out with that. So then this is wise counselor, unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answer will come. Compare traditional methods and new ideas to see which is best for you. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish this week, I like that, compare the traditional methods and new ideas, because wise counselor is very much about traditions and kind of like, I feel like going back to basics. So if I'm trying to accomplish something and it's not happening, okay, what are my basics here? If I'm like doing yoga and I'm trying to do like a complicated pose, all right, well, I'll strip it back. I'll strip it back to the main pose, get that right, and then move on from there. And then, all right. Let's look at the tarot cards. So we've got 7 of Pentacles in reverse. That makes sense, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Queen of Cups. And then we've got the 9 of Cups, lovely. And then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Fool. I love this card, one of my favorite in the deck. And then we've got the Chariot. So very lovely. Let's put those down and dive into this. So I said that the 7 of Pentacles makes a lot of sense with the wise counselor here, because when I was talking about kind of like going back to basics, going back to kind of like stripping things down, the 7 of Pentacles reversed talks about, it's kind of like planting your seeds, but you're not getting anywhere. You're not seeing any headway. And it could be that you just need to wait, because kind of like 7, you're 70% of the way there. I also feel like, you know, it's very appropriate for springtime, because this is where we are kind of looking ahead and you know, traditionally planting seeds for the end of harvest season, that kind of thing. But if you have been trying to plant something for a while and it's not coming to fruition, you might feel like your prayers are not being answered, that you're not being taken seriously, that you're not seeing the results that you're looking for. Now, this could be for a couple of reasons. First of all, what is your long-term vision here? One of the things that sets us people apart and consciousness in you know, we are conscious beings, where like this kitty who is helping, is a great helper, is you're never going to see a cat plant a seed and realize that, you know, so many months later they're going to get grapes and then take those grapes and make it into wine. Like, this is a whole process. They don't think that far ahead. They don't think, if I eat all of these birds now, I'm not going to have birds 6 months from now. But we as humans, and part of, you know, our evolution and development, is that we understand that, and that's why we have stepped forward, even though we have these monkey minds. These monkey minds understand that there is this thing called time, that we are doing things now, that we're making agreements with our future, that we are making sacrifices now. And this could be that you're just not giving it enough time. I like this Seven of Pentacles though with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, just in this card, she's kind of seems like she's turning her back on it, but that's because she's got everything that she wants to and she's feeling really fulfilled. So both of these have very different energies, but I feel like it's kind of because you need to take that next step here with the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like it's you need to, and the Fool is really kind of like the next step, but it's kind of like more of a very freeing and freedom step. So then we have the Queen of Cups and the Fool here. I feel like both of them, there is like a level of freedom, like just like in this card, not necessarily like, that's not necessarily the traditional way that the Queen of Cups is portrayed, but just with the wind blowing, they're both like on the same page here a little bit. Queen of Cups is caring, and she's very stable, and she's in the flow. Like things are coming to her, and she's able to give out to others because she's overflowing with all of the gifts that she has. And it's very much loving energy that she gets. So I feel like you really need to look at the future of where you want to go, and then just bam, trust that you're going to get there. Trust that it almost kind of like with these two cards, it's like the before and the after. I want to be on this beach here, hanging out with these cats, feeding these fish. I want this lovely love, really. This is a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of being able to give to other people. So and then how do you get there? With the Fool is just trust, just like make that leap, make that step. I often, he's ready to he's like, you know what, I have become, it's kind of like getting rid of these worries and focusing on your future and just like, you know what, this is going to happen because I have no other option. I'm just going to take this step. I often feel like this card is when you take a leap of faith, that God steps with you, that Spirit steps with you, the universe steps with you, like things start to align, and you don't know what all the steps are. And I almost feel like the Seven of Pentacles here may be getting kind of caught up on the steps, like maybe worried about the steps and worried that there's too many things. And sometimes we can get into our own head about that and not even start. But the Fool is like, you know what? I'm going, you can't stop me. And that's kind of the Chariot too. The Chariot is very much, but the Chariot, I feel like you're going to put some more more structure around it to make sure that it's going to pay off for you, because the Chariot is kind of like pulling all those energies together and having it propel. Like these sphinxes here, we need those sphinxes to pull our Chariot, and we need them to work together, and we need them to pull us in the same direction. So it's kind of like there is more planning here with the Chariot. It's definitely taking more control, but like the Fool comes first, and then you just get going and get moving and pull this Chariot in there and just like, I'm going to take control. I'm going to do my willpower. I know I'm going to be successful, and I am determined to do this. Now let's talk about the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is the wish card. It's very much, I feel like whatever it is that you're doing this week is emotionally fulfilling. Like whatever it is that you want to do, it's not, I mean, it's more of a calling. It's more of this fulfills my soul. This feels good. And because of that, the Queen of Cups is able to give out to others. But the Nine of Cups is just really basking in this love, in this warmth, and enjoying this moment, enjoying her success, and just giving gratitude. It's contentment, it's satisfaction, and the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like it's a little bit of frustration coming into this week, but and wise counselor could be that you go out and find somebody to help you. Either it's by their own example and you look up to them, because you're kind of seeking something here with the Seven of Pentacles. But you need to keep your eye on the prize. Like, what is your end goal? Because you may not have even thought about that. The Seven of Pentacles reversed, it often makes me think of that question that I hated in job interviews where they say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, that question, maybe that's difficult to answer to other people, but you should be able to answer that to yourself. You should be able to put a vision board together, because if you don't have that, you don't know where you're going to go. And then, what's really going to happen? You don't know where to focus. You don't know where you want these sphinxes to take you. You really need to put that in together for yourself. And the Ace of Swords reversed here. This is inner clarity. This is Swords energy is thinking about something. I feel like you need to think about and evaluate something to get you out of the Seven of Pentacles in reverse funk, and really get into what is going to fulfill you, what is going to really be your life purpose. And this is new ideas coming in. This may be even like rethinking an idea. That's why it's reversed, because Ace of Swords is these new ideas, but reversed, it's like, oh, I don't know. I maybe this idea I thought was for me, but you need to restructure it in some way. That's why I think it's reversed. Or it's like you had this great idea, but that was great for other people. What is great for you? Because once that, and you see that kind of like lightning here striking that sword, once that lightning strikes, it just gets everything moving. It just lets everything loose, which is the Fool and the Chariot, to get you going where you're supposed to go and where you want to be, and moving you in that direction. And then we've got 6 self-love and 38 abundance. And I love both of these cards for you. Waxing crescent self-love. I was asking you that, and this Ace of Wands here is like, what is it that you really want? What is going to like spark your desire? What's going to really get you moving? And what is going to make you fulfilled? And I think this self-love is so important here with this Queen of Cups, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. And I feel like you're somebody who really does want to give to others, who really wants to love others. Well, don't forget to love yourself first, because when you can't pour from an empty cup, and the love that you give to others is the overfill from the love that you are giving to yourself. And then we have the abundance hunter moon. I really love this, especially when we start off with the 7 of Pentacles. I talked about kind of like the seasonal thing of planting seeds like this time of year. And when do those seeds come? When does everything come to fruition? It's like, well, harvest season. And that's very much, well, I think there's a harvest moon, then a hunter moon. But the hunter moon is like after that harvest season. So it's kind of like trust in the process, trust you'll get there. This Fool is going to take you there. Like you see this and you're like, yes, I want that. I want this abundance. I am going off on this journey to get that. And just keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on that, vision board. I'm just keep hearing vision board. And I almost see like this 9 of Cups as like, what is it that you wish for? Because this is so powerful for you right now. Oh, also, the 13th, so Saturday, was a new moon in Pisces. So new moon is perfect to, the cycle is from the new moon to the full moon. So you've got 2 weeks here. You've got this week to really kind of make your vision board, discover your wishes. What is it that you really, really want? What is it that you really, really want to bring in? Put that vision board together, whatever it is. Like, as you start pulling these things off, like you may not like, put some crazy stuff on there and go for it. That's what this Fool energy is about. That's what this Chariot energy is about. Get it on there, go for it. And I feel like the stuff that you're going to put on there is going to be things that are great for you and great for the people around you, and really show like very, very fulfilling to you, very much part of things that you love. But that's okay. Everybody's vision board is their own thing. So put together, your homework this week is to put together a vision board, group 3. And that's what I have for you. And I will see you in the next reading.